This is the Kazdoy Closet. I'm Kazdoy. That's my closet full of all the stuff that I love. But today, once again, something that I don't love. Trying to find a reliable 4K Blu-ray player. I've posted 2 episodes about my problems with the Panasonic 820 player. I'm going to post those links to those episodes in the show notes down below. And I'm going to try to avoid repeating what's already in those episodes. Instead, let's take a look at the new player that I bought last weekend. Did it work out? Let's check it out. Let's start with a brief recap of which players I've been using up to this point, starting with the Sony S3-700. I bought this September 1st, 2022. It's a region-free player. That's not a 4K player. And it crashed about 4 months after I bought it. What I mean is that eventually the disc got stuck in the tray. Nothing would happen, so I had to find out how to do a hard reset to get the disc out of the tray. No problems since, knock on wood. It's been playing quite well. I bought it on Amazon, and it's an inexpensive player. I don't even think it's available anymore. But I went from that one to this player here. This is the Panasonic, if I can fit it in there, 820. And I got this one because I wanted to take advantage of the 4K capabilities of my TV. And it got extremely glitchy after almost 1 year. Now there are details about what I mean by glitchy and what happened with the warranty service in the previous episodes that I'm going to put a link to in the notes down below here. But at this point, it's pretty unreliable. Sometimes it plays 4Ks all the way through. Sometimes it doesn't. Sometimes it'll freeze up on a Blu-ray. Most recently, the Blu-ray of Demolition Man from Arrow. About halfway through, it just froze. And so this is a region-free player. It was modified. Possibly that's part of the problem. I don't know. But it's inconsistent right now. It might play, might not play. It's just, you never know. It's just a crapshoot. Some labels sometimes seem more problematic than others as far as will it play all the way through or not. So I got a little impatient and a little annoyed with the inconsistency of that Panasonic player. So I thought, let me get another 4K player that's not region free and maybe it'll be more reliable. So I went with this Sony X700 player. I also figured that it would have better upscaling than my old Sony player that I showed you at the beginning, because it's just a newer model and it has, you know, HDR and Dolby Vision and stuff, if that's applicable. And several people on YouTube, on my episodes and other episodes, have recommended this player, but they say you have to adjust the settings first, the player settings first, a certain way. So it's a small investment of $200. And I also went for the 4-year warranty, which was another $30 at Best Buy. Little peace of mind. And I figured I'll use this. If I have a Region B disc, which I have several of, I'll use my old Sony for that. So how did this Sony X700 work out? Well, the first thing is the same remote used for this Sony and my old Sony. It's the same remote. Same model remote. So when you turn on one Sony player, both with a remote, both players turn on. You open the tray, tray's open on both players. That's really weird. You would think they would have a dedicated remote for each player, but no. So what do you do with that? I guess you unplug one player when you want to use the other one. It's just kind of a weird thing. I made the recommended changes to the player settings on the X700. I didn't connect it to the internet because I thought maybe that could pose some problems. Some people said that is often a problem. So I tried this Kino 4K of Fear and Desire and wouldn't play it. The logo came up, then just a black screen. That was it. Wouldn't open the tray. I had to reset the player to get the tray open. And once I got the disc out, I put the player on again and had to do the player settings again. This time I did connect to the internet, and this time it did play the Kino disc. So it seems like the internet is probably a necessity, at least on that player. So I tried several different discs with that new Sony X700, and no issues, and the picture quality I thought was quite good. It was impressive. And then I thought, all right, let me try this one. I recently got Kill Bill Volume 1 on 4K, and settled down to check it out. It looked really good. 47-minute mark, froze, completely froze. So I take out the disc and I played it again, went to the menu and went to the next, fast forward or skipped to the chapter where I stopped, and it froze again. Took it out, cleaned the disc the proper way you're supposed to do it, put the disc back in, and it froze at the menu this time. So maybe I should have gone back to the factory settings and just tried that instead of doing my own custom settings like I've been reading about. But I didn't, because at this point I was just kind of annoyed. It's just hooking and unhooking these players up. My setup here is not that easy. It's kind of a cramped area, and it's just kind of a hassle to do that. I tried this. I hooked up my Panasonic 820 again. I tried Kill Bill. No problem at 47-minute mark at all. Will it play the whole way through on that Panasonic? I have no idea. Maybe there'll be problems later. Who knows? So I unhooked that Sony, the new one, the X700, and I think I'm just going to go back to Best Buy. It's been less than 15 days. That's their policy. I'm just going to get a refund on that thing, get a refund on the warranty, and I just don't want a new hobby of schlepping this player back and forth to Best Buy because it's not working right. So where am I now? What have I learned? Well, I don't know if I've learned anything or not, but I'm basically back where I started. I'm using the Panasonic 820 for 4Ks, and I usually will try that machine first if I'm playing anything because the picture quality is better on that one. And then I have the old Sony, the S3700, for a backup in case a disc fails in the Panasonic. So it's basically where I was before I bought this new Sony player. But right now, whenever I put a disc in, especially in that Panasonic, I have no idea if it's going to go all the way through or not, if it's going to play or not without an issue. I really don't know. And got pretty frustrated. Honestly, I even Googled, how do you sell an entire Blu-ray collection, just to see what kind of answers I would get. Because I thought, this is ridiculous. Why am I hassling with this if I don't even know if they're going to play or not in the machines? It just seems like a ridiculous thing. As far as YouTube comments, you guys probably know, but you can drive yourself crazy looking at some of these YouTube comments, not just on my episodes, but on other episodes about this topic, because some people praise the Panasonic 820 as the best player out there. Some people don't. Some people praise the Sony X700 that I bought. Some people don't. Some people say, I have a PS5, never had a problem with it, but I'm not into gaming. I don't know if I want to go down that rabbit hole. And also, I don't know what the picture quality is like on a PS5, even with 4K, as opposed to just a dedicated 4K player. Maybe some of you can enlighten me about that. Also, I'm thinking if this Panasonic 820 keeps getting really bad, maybe I'll just take it to like an electronic repair store, and maybe somebody there can, you know, for the same $200 that I paid for that Sony, can fix it up and it'll work right. I don't know how many people work on these things or not. As a side note too, I'm also still wondering whether I prefer HDR over Dolby Vision. Most people say Dolby Vision is the best way to go. HDR, the colors are really vibrant, sometimes a little too vibrant, like unrealistically vibrant, but pretty sharp picture. And the Dolby Vision sometimes looks a little bit too dark to me. So comment on that if you want to down below, or anything else we talked about here. Leave a thumbs up. Don't leave a thumbs down. Subscribe would be great. Share this with your friends and neighbors. Subscribing is free. Also free is we are on the Letterboxd app under the Kazdoy Closet. There's a link also in the notes down below how to get to us on Letterboxd. Most recently, we left brief reviews for Dune Part 2 and Longlegs. And I also put a list of, so far, 5 films that I started that I probably won't finish. So check that out. That's free. What's not free is my ebook is available now. It is True Tales from the Teacher Trenches, the ups and downs from 32 years of teaching. And it's for your Kindle. You can get it on Amazon.com. It's for your Kindle. If you don't have a Kindle, you can use the free Kindle app on the device of your choice. And this ebook will set you back $1.99. So check that out. Otherwise, thanks so much for listening to my first world problems. Hope you like this episode. See you next time.